Hello there, friends. It is Ehlers-Danlos month, so today we're going to talk more about the subtypes of Ehlers-Danlos. My name is Andrew. I'm an academic STEM researcher with over 15 years of experience in my field studying autoimmune diseases and neurodivergence. I also have written a book on Ehlers-Danlos, and I personally suffer from hypermobility. Let's talk about some of the subtypes, because a lot of people, when they picture EDS, picture classic EDS. Hypermobile joints, stretchy skin, and a special type of scarring called atrophic scarring, which is basically when you get a scar, scars are usually raised, but in Ehlers-Danlos, the collagen doesn't fill the gaps in your wounds, so you get an impression of a scar. Finally, before we dive in, if you like my content, if you want to support me, I'm a crowdsourced researcher. I depend on people like you to keep this train a-chugging along. Trains. About $140 short of my weekly rent. If you want to support me, keep me in stable housing, you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, under the Goo Man STEM. You can go to the link tree in my bio. It's also where my book is. All right, my fellow hypermobile homies, let's get into this. So Ehlers-Danlos technically has 13 different subcategories. I don't know why the Wikipedia says 14. These 13 subclasses of Ehlers-Danlos are all determined by predominant symptoms that you're experiencing, and there's a genetic component to it. So let's dive in. Of those 13 categories, A is primary collagen structure. Group B is collagen folding and cross-linking. Remember we mentioned those atrophic scars that connect, it's like interlinked. Collagen, interlinked. C is a disordered destruction and function of the myomatrix. It's basically how muscle fibers function in the body. D are disorders that can affect, say it with me, glycosaminoglycan biosynthesis. Things that form in the gooey part of your cell matrix and help with hydration and skin plumpness. F are intracellular processes, so cells talking to each other again, interlinked, cells interlinked. G is whatever else they find that they can just throw in a bucket. You have to keep in mind when it comes to uncovering new diseases and disorders, basically what we see happen is a bunch of people will complain about certain symptoms that will get grouped into a bucket. That bucket will then have a name slapped on it, and as we get more research into it, that bucket will be further broken out into tinier buckets and renamed, which is again how we went from just EDS to 13 different subclasses of EDS to another 7 subclasses. Let's start off with classical EDS. It's one again everybody recognizes with the super stretchy skin, the hypermobile joints, bruise really easily. And one other thing that I don't see talked about a lot within the EDS community are the small little fat balls that gather underneath the skin. It's usually present on the forearms and is referred to as a spheroid. And calcified hematomas, which are like cysts that build up calcium balls in them. So because of the skin elasticity and the collagen issues, it makes wound healing really difficult. It can cause hypotonia, which is like low muscle tone, associated with the following genes: the COL5A2, COL5A1, and the COL1A1. Of course, COL stands for collagen. Part 2, we're going to dive much deeper into the rare pieces of EDS. Like you can get EDS within your vascular system. Your aorta can split in half because of it. You can lose your teeth and get periodontal EDS. You even get it in your corneas, in your eyes, and they turn blue and you go blind. We'll talk about that next time, much more in depth. We'll go over the genes that are associated with it. Want to know more about what you can do for your EDS? You can check out my book. And again, if you want to support me as a creator, keep this research train a-chugging. Find me on Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal under the Goo Man STEM. I appreciate you folks as always. Love you. Have a good one.